the edges in. Morning.
Good morning, Facebook friends. Good morning. Good morning. We are hanging in, sleeping in a rainy day in Washington, D.C.
Like a rainy day in Georgia. But in Washington, D.C. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning.
Yep, hanging in, sleeping in today, hanging out at the hotel in Washington, D.C. It's a rainy day here. So we had plans for what we was going to get up and get done today, but since it's raining, we just going to lay around for a while, and we get hungry, we'll get up and think of something to do.
Yeah.
But most things are in walking distance, but we're just enjoying being here in Washington, D.C., and we just happen to wake up just how far we have came during our marriage. You know, we've been together, most of you all know, for 37 years. Been married for 34, and me and Shirley was talking, I and Shirley was talking about where we come from.
Morning.
And how far God have brought us, and how we are able to do things now that we couldn't do when we first got married.
Yep.
And a lot of mistakes we made because we had good parents, good mothers, and to raise us and everything, but a lot of stuff they just didn't know that we had to figure it out.
Oh yeah.
It took us to get in
a lot of figuring out.
Yeah, a lot of figuring out. Some bankruptcies, which we didn't share with you all before.
Check advance.
Oh
God, and crazy stuff.
Thank God for what we able to do now.
Yeah.
You know, based on what we couldn't do as a child or when we first got married.
Lack of knowledge.
And it's just a good thing, man. I tell you, when you fight for so long and you don't never think it's coming. I was talking to a friend of mine that I picked up and dropped off at the airport last week, and we were talking because he had his job moved him to Houston, so he's trying to sell his house in Germantown, and he was telling me, James, you know, sometimes you don't think it's coming, you know, based on how long it take, and you don't think it's happened quick enough, but once you it happens, man, it just makes how far God and brought you, and things is not stressful. It's all about making good decisions, man. I just thank God for my lovely wife and blessing me with 3 beautiful daughters. It's a good feeling, man. We ain't always been able to do what we do now.
Yeah, it is. It really, really is. And like you said, it's a matter of changing mindset and just growing. Like Paul said, when I was a child, I understood as a child, I spoke as a child, but when I became an adult, you put away childish things and just stuff you just learn how to stop doing as you get older and you grow when it comes to managing your finances and learning how to grow. And just, I mean, I just thinking about James and I travel up and down the highway. I mean, y'all, see, when you don't know, it's easy to criticize people when you don't know. We've been through hell and high water when it comes to me. I mean, you got to realize when you've been married 34 years and been together for, you can hold it, and been together for 37 years, you're going to go through some good, some bad. Going to be good, bad, and ugly. You're going to go through trials and tribulation, but you got to work it out. You got to continue to grow and do what it is that you need to do. And I just think about it, there were times that we went out of town. I'm serious, y'all. I mean, it's a growing process. There were times when we went out of town, we didn't even speak going up the highway. I mean, give me face all in the camera, baby. We wouldn't even speak going up the highway. We wouldn't even talk, or we would argue all the way up the expressway going out of town. There were times when I told him to just let me out the car. I don't want to go with you on the trip. I mean, just crazy stuff. And you got to realize that when you together, you're growing, you're learning each other. You never stop learning your spouse. You never stop learning the person that you're with. And a lot of times we think, we get in the back of our mind that divorce is a choice. Divorce shouldn't be a choice when you decide to get married, when you decide to be with somebody that you love. Divorce shouldn't be a choice. You should be thinking about how you gonna make it, how you gonna make it work. You should you need to live. I know everybody don't live on biblical principles when it comes to marriage, but from the very beginning, for me, it was living on biblical principles. When God joined you together, you do all you can to make it work. And I'm so glad that we did. Our girls are learning from that. And I just thank God that you be grateful for where He's brought you from living in condemned houses.
We know about that. Yeah.
Don't you start.
And don't forget about the 5-gallon bucket as your plumbing.
Yeah, the 5-gallon buckets as your plumbing, and just making it work and pushing it through. And again, just the learning process. Ooh, it's been a journey, but look where we are today. And it was because we stuck it out. It was because we made it work. It's because we learned to talk. We learned how to communicate. We've learned how to just be who we are with each other. The communication is it is definitely a key. You can't just, and John, I think you mentioned the other day about there were times when seriously, there were times when we would be at home and James got an attitude about something. I'm the type of person, I'm easy to quick to forgive and just let it go.
Not now. You used to be. Not now. Ever since you went through breast cancer, you ain't like that no more. You try to be tough. Be honest. Tell the truth.
I try to be tough.
If you're going to talk to the people, tell them the truth. You used to be like that.
Telling the truth. I'm still like that.
No, you're not.
According to your opinion.
You do all the arguing now.
I do not.
You do all the arguing.
I don't do. You fuss more than I do.
No, I don't do much fussing at all.
When we do fuss, you don't be the one that starts it. You don't be the one that initiates it. It be me.
Yes, ma'am.
See there? I told you. No, it be him. He be the one that initiates the argument now. But anywho, what was I saying for you interrupting me? What was I saying? What was I talking about?
About you don't do any arguing what you do.
I was saying something else. I don't know. Anyway, I don't know what else to say. I'm done. You didn't interrupt me now.
No, get your train of thought back.
I forgot what it was.
Yeah.
But anyway.
I think she just excited, based on where we come from and where we at today. I think that's what it is. When we first started traveling, we had to stay in motels. It wasn't because we wanted to, it's because we couldn't afford to. Mm-hmm. I think that's what it is now. I do.
You think I'm excited?
Excited about what?
You just said I was excited.
Yeah, you're excited about life. You're excited about life. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Because when people told you to leave, you stayed.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's get it ended. So, what advice would you give? This how we're going. What advice would you give the guys? And you can ask me the same thing about the women. What advice would you give the guys who are married, who are hanging on to a thread when it comes to their marriage for whatever reason? If they don't think their wife is doing right, if they don't think things are going at home the way they need to, what advice? Because some guys need to hear this, because you got some people who are at the edge of divorce. They're ready to leave their home. They're ready to leave their spouse. Mr. James.
They spouse, not they spice. Well, I guess it would be your spice, though, huh?
Well, you need to stop.
You said spice.
Well, you know what?
I know what I'm just teasing you, baby.
Okay. Anyway, they're deciding whether or not to leave their spouse, to leave their home, to leave their wife. What advice would you give the guys now? What advice? Get 3 things you would tell them.
Well, just tie it all into one.
Tie it on into one.
Yeah. I would say to the guys is going through a marriage and it's not working and they think that things are falling apart.
Mm-hmm. Let me hold it.
Yeah. This is something I always said, Shirley.
Okay.
The man is meant to be the head of the house.
Okay.
And if it's something ain't right, he have to fix his mind and soul and heart to approach his wife and find a way to get her to open up at the same time he open up. See, he's the leader of the house.
Okay.
So therefore, he have to sit down. See, a lot of times that what we going through for a divorce, I'm not putting it on the man, but it could be that it's him not giving her enough time, or he is focusing somewhere else. And all he have to do is just time out if he really want his marriage to work. And vacations would be the best place to do it.
Okay.
Or late at night when everybody's asleep, when she's asleep, tap on the shoulder and wake her up. And that's the best time, not doing when everything is going on a day's time. I always said vacation and late at night when everything is quiet. You can't hear anything but the locusts if you're out in the country. You might be the cars, the fire, the avalanche, or somewhere passing by. And you have to wake your wife up. And I'm putting it on the man, because you asked me from the man's standpoint.
I know.
He need to wake her up and just engage in conversation with her.
Like you do.
Yeah, I do it in a minute. It's something I'm going through or want to talk about, I'll wake my wife up in a minute.
Yeah, Lord.
And we'll talk about it.
Yes.
And what he have to do, he have to wake her up and tell her how much he love her. If they have kids, how much he love their kids.
Yeah.
Use some of the good moments that they've been through. Also, if some of the bad moments favored her and didn't favor him, use those also, and just say why we can't work this out.
Yeah.
What do you need me to do?
Come on now.
To make you happy,
Come
to
on.
stay here? Because see, if the woman ain't happy, the man ain't gonna be happy anyway. A lot of guys want to be happy, but they want their wife or girlfriend to be miserable. So I'm talking about the boyfriend and girlfriend
Wow.
too.
Wow.
So if you wake her up and ask her, what can I do to make your life better? See, if she loves you, whatever she say about making your life better,
Yeah.
making her, you asking her what makes her life better, it's gonna make your life better.
Yes.
And
Right.
that's just the best time, man. I
like
just
that.
say, man, vacation, best time to speak with your wife. Late at night, ask her, what can I do to make your life better?
So quiet time.
Quiet time.
Quiet time together.
Quiet time.
Yeah.
And just like I said, she might have something that's due that need to be paid that next day, that night before you wake her up.
Okay.
And just also what I want to do for you also, Cheryl, I know your car note is due. Let me take care of your car note.
Okay.
And once you just go ahead and take off, this is what I used to do. You go ahead and take off for work today. I know you got sick time up. I know you got a vacation up. You're going to get, let me pay you what you will earn today also. So you getting her double pay. I used to do that all the time.
Yeah.
And you can also take this money and get your nails done. Go get your toes done. Go get your massage.
Yeah.
That's what you have to do if you want to save a marriage, man. If your marriage is falling apart, you got to make that woman feel like she the most important thing that ever since cheese.
What?
Since some good cheese. I'm saying cheese because I love some good hook cheese.
I know you do.
So that's what you got to do. You got to make her feel special, man. And, you know, a lot of times we get in positions and things as well, and we got the money, and we think, well, whatever I want to do, that's what she going to have to do. No, it ain't like that, man. If your wife is miserable or your girlfriend is miserable, eventually,
Talking about marriage.
well,
Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
you're going to be miserable. Keep the missus happy, and everything else will be happy. It's all the time. Keep the missus happy, man. You got to keep her. I didn't really pay that no attention, cause I was just raised to just take her home, and whatever happens, whatever I do, you just fall in line with it. But that ain't the way it work, man. If you want to be with your wife, man, you want to save your marriage, try it. Wake up late at night. Like I say, tell her, you know, find something that she does, like getting up, taking the kids to school. Most people ain't doing that now. If you know that she's getting up, taking the kids to school, and she don't feel well, you get up and do it. If you know she's not feeling well, you cook dinner, you wash dishes, or if not, if you have the money, order dinner.
Okay.
You got to do things that you ain't never done if your marriage is falling apart to save your
Come on
marriage.
now. Come
And
on.
once your wife see that you open up to her and you really love her, she'll start doing things that make you happy.
Yes. A woman needs security. Needs security. She needs to know that everything is going to be okay. And she has to tell her husband that. And I want to pinpoint on this real quick. And I want you to answer this question when it comes to paying bills. Let me say this. My mama used to say, I don't worry about Shirley and the kids because I know that Wayne is going to make sure that they're taken care of. So when it comes to paying bills, and I know I asked you one question, but I got to ask you this one too. When it comes to paying bills, when it comes to the husband paying bills and taking care of the house, you said the man is the head of the house. We know that's what the word of God says. When it comes to paying bills, what advice would you give a man when it comes, and this is your strong point, what advice would you give a man when it about when it comes to paying bills and taking care of home? What advice would you give?
Just do it. Just do it. Just do it. If it takes 2-3 jobs, doing 2 or 3 hustles, just do it. Like in my house, man, I don't even worry about no. I just pay bills. That's not a debate.
It's
like I
drinking
say,
water.
I go back. My brother Danny next to me, he have rental houses in North Carolina, and I can remember him telling me 10 or 12 years ago. He called me Hook. He said, Hook, I went to one of my tenants to collect the rent, and he gonna give me half of the rent. I like, Doc, this half. Well, that's my half. She got to get her half. He said, man, I almost. He told me, get out of my house. He said, man, where they get that from? He said, where we come from, the way our mama raised us, the man pays the bills. But here's the catch to that. I pays the house bills. But I'm going to tell you what Shirley do.
Oh, Lord.
No, hold on. Okay. What Shirley do? Like, if Shirley see I need something, she would go buy it. Like, I needed a wood split a couple years ago. It's things like that she would do that I need that I should have brought, but she brought it. And sometimes when Shirley do what she do, she done spend more money in a month's time doing for me that I done paid bills.
Grocery, household stuff.
Yeah, stuff like that. So it's just about once a man do what God put him here to do, everything else works out. I'm not worried about Shirley paying no bills at the house. Like, yes, I paid it last month. You gonna pay it this month. No, that's one thing I do. I'm addicted to paying bills like I'm addicted to working. Pay your bills. I'm not worried about that. Got money. Yeah, but she gonna do other stuff that you probably should have brought that she's gonna purchase. Yeah. It equals out.
It really does.
It equals out. See, if a woman love you, she gonna pick up where you might have some shortcomings at.
That's how it's supposed to be.
Yeah, I'm telling you, just like it's things I want. I want one of those little motorcycles, the one wheel in the back, 2 in the front, or just a little small mopeds, automatics.
Yeah.
I want one of those. She asks me all the time, you want one of those? So eventually she might get it before I get it.
I might.
So that's what I'm saying, man. Pay your bills. I mean, that's all I can tell you about that. That's simple. It
should be like drinking water.
Drinking water, addicted to it, paying bills.
Yeah.
See, man, when a woman is free, she gonna do more for you.
Oh, yes, Lord.
She gonna assist you in your needs of what you need. In the house and out the house. But you gotta pay them bills, man. That can't never be an issue. I look at some guys be saying like, man, she want me to help pay her $200. I ain't getting her jack. I be like, what the world?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's something I would never worry about, man. If something happened to my wife, a relationship, a marriage, or if something happened to my wife before me. Yeah. Man, paying bills? You got some ladies been working all their life, taking their money, paying bills, never really had any help, had to argue with people, had to cater to them to pay bills. You ain't got to cater to me and lick up like don't, because that's my job to do anyway.
Yeah.
Now, it was times that it was tough when I wasn't making good decisions. I was out in them streets, and I wasn't making good decisions. I was doing other stuff with my money. But I always took care of my girls, man, because I didn't want anybody else raising my girls.
You said that.
I always said that. I know how guys are. No matter what I done, I paid bills. Yeah, man, the key to it is keeping the woman happy.
Yep.
When the woman happy, everything is happy. Right. See, when me and Shirley do videos and stuff like this, This ain't no fake.
This is
When
real
when
reality.
we in this video, we gonna be arguing. She's scared of me. We fighting. We don't do that, man.
No,
We
no,
don't
no,
do
no,
that.
no.
My wife tell me she got something to do when she going somewhere. She ain't got to keep me updated on where she's at.
I do though, because it's so dangerous out there. I do though. I do, and there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with keeping your spouse up to date with where you are. There's nothing wrong with checking in. I mean, come on now. It's dangerous out there in the streets, and you should check in. And that's when that's what I do when I'm out and I'm getting things done. I'm letting him know I'm leaving here. I'm going there. It just you need to check in with so much going on nowadays. You should feel not so much as obligated. It's a pleasure. It's a luxury to have someone to check in with, to say, I'm leaving here. I'm going there, because too much stuff is going on. Don't just feel obligated. Feel like it's a luxury to be able to do that, to check in with your spouse and say, I'm leaving the grocery store, I'm headed to Walmart, or I'm headed, to Target, they call it, or whatever. I'm going to the park. When I get up in the morning time and I go walking, if he's still asleep or if he's already out working, I let him know I'm leaving. I'm headed out to go walking. And when I get back home, I'm back home from walking, because people are crazy, y'all. People are crazy.
And what I do sometimes, you look up, I'm behind you in the car.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He is behind me, and I see, and I'm smiling. I'm not mad that he's out and he's making sure that I'm walking, and to check and make sure I'm okay. Because I mean, people are crazy, and it's just to let you know your spouse is making sure that you are okay. That's a good thing, y'all. That's a good thing. He him to make sure that we are okay. You got to get that level of trust. There was a time that we did not trust each other. I mean, I don't know why he didn't trust me, because I wasn't doing nothing anyway. But anyway,
I don't know why you didn't trust me. I wasn't doing nothing but a little bit. See,
but a little bit. We can laugh about it now. There's a time we couldn't laugh about it without getting upset with each other, but we can laugh about it now because we've grown to know that everybody makes mistakes. You got to give a person room to grow. You got to extend grace. I was talking to my youngest sister about that the other day. You got to extend grace. To whom much is given, much is required. God has graced us and given us another chance. God has given us mercy. And so you got to extend that mercy to other people. When your spouse mess up, don't be so quick to divorce. Nobody wants to go through the adultery and infidelity. Nobody wants to go through that. But who wants to start all over again? I guess I can guarantee you, I got some Facebook friends probably on here looking now, that they gave up on their marriage instead of waiting and let that person grow. Yeah, you didn't want to. I don't want to go through all that stuff. No, you don't want to go through it. But they gave it a second chance, and then they said, well, I'm gonna start all over again. So I bet you got some people now who say, I wish I hadn't. And then you got some people who probably say, I'm glad I did start over again. But you got to have a level of grace that you extend that grace to, maybe, God, if this is what you said, then this is what I'm going to do, and I'm going to grow through it. So, yeah.
And let me say this too. I went to a Walmart in Arlington, Virginia, and most of you all might be familiar with that Walmart or how the Walmarts are up here. But that particular Walmart, you have to park in the underground like garage, and you catch the elevator and you go up to the store. But when I was coming back down the elevator, it was two young black guys was in the elevator, and they were talking about women. He said, man, why you put up with her, man? It's 10 women to one man up here.
See, that's crazy.
So I kind of got in on their conversation. We got to talking. This guy was from Mississippi, but he moved up here to Washington. And I say that to say this. That's why women, I think a lot of women feel that they have to take anything that comes by their eyesight first.
Wow.
And I can understand that they don't want to be alone. And that's why I always tell men to, when you got a good woman, treat her right. But I don't care if it's 25 women to one man.
Come on.
You got to have respect and just keep yourself until that right person come by. And there's no need to rush in to just to be with a man.
That's good.
And to these guys that feel that way, those two guys, especially was in the elevator.
Like you shopping in a
Yeah, and when they said it was 10-1,
oh,
see, that's why a lot of men don't have respect for women, is because they know they can go from woman to woman.
and women
But
let them.
you're missing it. You missing it. You probably got your gift in that woman that you had, and you want to go to another one. That's why guys get a bailout. They don't want to pay any bills.
Right.
That's why when you find a good man that's gonna take care of you and take care of your kids, you gotta respect him. If it's something ain't right, y'all got to get together and work it out.
Yes.
It's just about love. You can't do the number things when it comes to a relationship.
Right.
You know, you just gotta be patient. And that's why a lot of things is going on now. It's because the men, and I'm talking about all races of men, they feel like it's plentiful, so they can make mistakes and they don't have to pay bills.
Right.
But that's not the way God intended for. So guys, man, you find a good woman, hold on to her, because I'm telling you, it's gonna come a day you're gonna get older, and the things you used to do, you ain't gonna be able to do then.
Right.
I mean now. And as you get old and wise, if you got any kind of sense, you want to have a cell of life. Then you want to see your kids grow up. You want to see your grandkids grow up, and you just want to travel and do whatever it might be you do, because you're not going to be ho-hopping all your life. It's going to come a time when you're going to want to slow down, just like myself with blood pressure. And I was up here thinking yesterday and about the stroke I had 3 or 4 years ago. And most of you all probably can tell it when I talk a lot. My words get twisted, but it did something to me with that stroke, and sometimes it felt like I'm having another one. But man, you just gotta do things, and this what takes pressure off me by traveling and doing what I'm doing. It's been a blessed weekend. We was invited to come up here. We done enjoyed this.
Yeah.
So I'm telling you guys, when you get your lady, man, take care of her. Take care of her kids if she got kids. If you love her, you got to take care of the kids too. I know sometimes it's hard to take care of some of these knucklehead kids. Is hard headed, but you and that woman get together, man. If y'all can talk, and I always said man's got more knowledge for knowing how to take a relationship wide and wider to express themselves than a woman. Now, a woman's stronger than a man in a relationship, but a man knows how to size up a woman, what to say and when to say it. But try waking your wife up, not to have sex. Wake her up to talk to her.
Yeah.
That's the best time to talk to a woman, man. Late at night and tell her how much you love her, and you will see she cry. I don't care how she fuss, how mean she is. Sometimes she might not want to cook and clean. Wake her up late at night when everybody's asleep and talk to her if you want to be with her. Because I've been preaching this from day one, man. Traveling with your spouse is everything, and especially when it's not a financial burden on your back.
Right.
Now that's a good part there.
Make the right decision so you can do vacation and traveling. Make the right decision so that when you go back home, you ain't got to worry about paying all them bills. Get that taken care of before you. We would take vacation. We would take rent money. We would take, stupid stuff, y'all. Rent money, light bill money, whatever money we could get to go on vacation. And then we came back home, had bills, getting ready for, I wouldn't say an eviction notices, but behind on rent and all that stuff because we were making wrong decisions.
And when it happened, you won't even know it's happened till it happened.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because
then you got to rob Peter to pay Paul.
That's it. I'm talking about when things get good for you.
Yeah.
But it gets better and good when you all come together. Some of you all viewing this video now saying they are exactly right.
Yeah.
When me and Troy came together, when me and Paula came together, and we started doing things together, things got better. And let me say this to you. The ones that's not able to do it at this time, don't be intimidated by people are doing it now. Keep making good decisions with your money and loving on each other. I'm telling you, it'll happen when you least suspect it. My sister, I talked to Carolyn just morning because I try to call every other morning. She said, y'all in Washington? She said, y'all just left here last week.
No,
what, 2 weeks? 2 weeks ago.
3 weeks.
It's in 2 or 3.
3.
What, 3 weeks, 2 weeks ago, we was in North Carolina. And she said, y'all in Washington now? It just happens.
Yeah.
It happens, man, when you get on the same accord.
Yeah. Right.
That's what you have to do, man. Right. Love that woman. When you love that woman, guy, she gonna be looking up stuff on internet, going to different websites, trying to find y'all a vacation. See, all you got to do is do your research. When you do your research, a lot of stuff is not expensive to do. You can you do if you all just sit down and talk. But if you want to hang with your buddies and your game, when I mean game, I'm talking about groups of people you hang with,
Yeah.
and you forget about your wife and husband. That's the worst thing you can do, man.
Right. Right.
You got to give your mate, your partner, you got to give them a chance.
Yep.
You got to put them first.
Learn them.
Learn them.
Study them.
Learn them and study. When you take her home first, everything else will work out, that you can go hang out with those guys that you want to hang out with, those girls you want to hang out with. But you got to keep home first.
Yes.
And once you do that, man, you'll see things happen. Like the guy told me that I took to the airport, a friend of mine. He said, man, it seems like it's never going to happen, James. But when it happened, it happens.
Yes.
It's a lot of work in it sometimes.
Yeah. Marriage is work.
Yeah. Marriage and financial, all that stuff is tough, man.
Yeah.
But you got to keep going. You got to keep going. We talking now. We aspiring somebody to go out of town this weekend coming up.
Yep.
It don't take much to go anywhere, man.
Yeah. And we know it's coronavirus stuff going on, but just be safe.
And we heard on the news today, it's bad here. The last week or two, it's got worse.
Be safe.
Yeah.
Be safe. And I want to give a shout out to our girls, Reese, Latrice, and Kanisha. We just thank God for them. Not on drugs, not in jail. Don't call and ask us to help pay bills to get them out of trouble.
We ain't gonna do it.
No, we're not. But I mean, yeah, anyway. I just want to give a shout out to our daughters. We are so proud of them. No, they're not perfect, but we are so proud of them, girls. We really are. We thank God for y'all and just for you being who you are, for, not letting people lead you in the wrong direction, but for being who you are. We thank God for our grandchildren, our 4 grandchildren, for Micaiah and I'm going to say Doolittle, for Corey and for Caden and for Josiah. We are very grateful. That's why the title says Marriage Gratefulness. So we very grateful this morning. So we just wanted to take the time out to take to this Saturday morning to say that we are grateful. We thank God for where he's brought us from. He brought us from a long way, and we are so grateful for where we are today. If we died today, we have no regrets.
Not me, especially.
No regrets. No regrets whatsoever.
Based on where I come from.
Right.
It's more and better.
Right.
I'm content.
Right.
I'm content. I'm content.
So
and let me say this also too, Shirley. You said you proud that your kids doesn't call an extra for anything or get them out of jail. Mm-hmm. And to the parents who are helping their child still with bills and get your kids no worse than no other kids.
I think what I was.
No, I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Don't, like I preach all the time. Where you been ain't where you going. Where
Amen.
you been ain't where you going.
Amen.
So just keep talking to them, telling them we want to enjoy life too, John. So you got to make better decisions. We don't want to keep helping you. We don't want to keep getting you out of jail. That don't make your kids no less than nobody else, man. Right. It just, some people just get through and their kids don't give them no problem. That don't mean you's a bad mother, bad dad. Right. It's just some kids gonna do what they gonna do. They gonna hang with who they want to hang with.
Yep.
That just life.
Yep.
But, and go ahead, baby.
And I want to say this, and I know we said we're trying to get off, but I want to say this. The Bible is real. The Bible is true. The principles in the Bible are very relevant for today. And the Bible says to train them up. And so I want to say this to those who are still raising your children, who is still, under 18 and all of that. The Bible says to train them up in the way that you want them to grow. And when they get old, they won't depart from it. I want you to think about where you want your college-wise, being good citizens, just being good people in the community in that way. Train them up in that way. Think about where it is that you want them to go, where it is that they need to go, their purpose in life that God has called them to do. Think about that and get on that track when it comes to training them. Whatever it is that you need to fix, whatever it is you need to do to put them on the right road, make sure you do that. On the right road, make sure you do that. And that's all I have. You got anything else, honey?
Husband's boyfriend. Take care of that lady, man. If you want to be with her, make her feel special. Do something for her special right now. If you can't do nothing for her special right now at your pocket, tell her something special right now. Start making good decisions and see how things work out for you. But you can't do it if only one wants to do it. You got to come together. And guys, remember, you are put here to pay. You staying with that lady and laying over with that girlfriend, that wife, it's your responsibility to pay the bills. And I promise you, if you start doing that, if you're not, she gonna help you. Think about, you got a woman, perfect example. You got a lady, she works every day, a single mom or a single lady. She pays $3,000 a month in bills just to live, just to be able to live. And think about you come in her life and you take half of that off of her, or all of that. Man, you just brought yourself the best thing that God can give, that beautiful woman in that gift. Man, all a woman want to be is help and show some love, and she will keep herself just for you if you do what you're supposed to do. Just imagine that. $3,000 worth of bills. You come in and say, I got this. And then when you come in with that, you paying the bills and you don't have an attitude or being controlling. See, I'm not controlling. A lot of y'all think I'm controlling. My wife, no, I'm not. My wife will tell you, she kidding. My kids will tell you, I'm not controlling.
Yes, he is.
Not controlling at all.
He's not controlling. He likes things his way, but he's not controlling.
On my side, I can do it myself. I'm not controlling. A lot of guys want to help you, but they want to control you, tell you what you can't do and what you can't do.
Right.
Because, see, whatever my wife do, I can do outside have kids.
Oh, yeah.
I can do it all.
Right. Yeah, you can.
Yeah, I can.
Yeah.
So you can't be controlling. Now, that's another thing. You give them money. Just like you ain't getting her money if you get her the money being controlling. A woman don't want no control freak.
Right.
She wants you to take care of her and let her be herself. And if she love you, you gonna end up winning anyway.
Right. Because when you give me extra money, I said, well, I'm doing. You said, I don't need to know what you're gonna do with your money. I gave you to do whatever you want to do with it. Don't tell me what you're gonna do with it. I don't want to hear it. That's the first thing you say. So you're exactly right.
Yeah. That's what it's about, man. Take that pressure off that lady. Take that pressure off that lady, man. Some of these women y'all see on Facebook happy all the time, out in the public happy. It's because they got a good man, man. Man give you money. The best thing a woman look for, a man to take care of her, and he's not controlling. He's not violent. He's not violent. See, I ain't doing no fighting. I didn't come too far in life to be doing some fighting. I dial 911 before I do some fighting. I just do that. I ain't gonna be trying to jump on no woman. I ain't gonna be trying to jump on nobody in this day and time. I done came too far for all that stuff. I'm not doing that. I'm not controlling. That's it. If Shirley want to go another route, that's fine, because I know I didn't do anything to Shirley but take her home. If she want to go somewhere else, I ain't gonna say what I was finna say. But anyway, y'all have a good day. We finna get up out this bed and take us a shower and find us something to eat.
Woo-hoo.
Yep, this is day 4 in Washington, D.C.
Peace out.
All right. Peace out.
Have
all the people back in Memphis, Tennessee.
Peace out.
Peace to Memphis.
Good evening. Good evening.
Still morning.
See, you moved too